Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pick a Stack Wednesday. It is the best day of the week. We made it through another week. We've passed autumn equinox now. I spent it in Wisconsin at a fabulous, sacred space. It definitely feels like autumn now. The mornings are cool and crisp, but the sun is shining. Definitely a little bit cooler. There's sugar maples that are changing the colors of their leaves, but there's lilac trees and bushes out there that are in full bloom. They don't bloom this time of year, but they are this year. It's so weird to see lilacs. When Angus and I go for walks in the morning, there's a house that has all these, like this lilac wall. And then you get past that and there's all these sunflowers. The sunflowers have already wilted and now the lilacs are in bloom. And it's so bizarre because it's like the opposite of the way it should be. Those lilacs should have been done a long time ago, but they're blooming and the sunflowers are all wilty. So whatever's going on out there, whatever you think it is, that's what it is. I don't even try to put labels on things anymore because what's the point? Labels are just man-made things. So I leave the labels off. Whatever's going on out there, woohoo, we have lilacs. Welcome to Pick a Stack. This is what we do here. We have 3 stacks today. They are 3 decks. I'm going to do a reading for each one. So I want you to intuitively think of which stack or stacks, because you don't have to just pick one, will be for you. Think of your idea, issue, or question pertaining to yourself, your loved ones, your community, or the world, and then choose a stack or 2 stacks or all 3 stacks. And I highly encourage you to listen to the whole video because there might be something in stack 3 for you, or you might want that blessing at the end. Just saying. Okay, so let's go over the stacks. Today, stack number 1 will be a reading from Wing, Hoof, and Paw. This is an animal deck and it speaks to our inner child. That is by Angie Sullins. And a crystal. Your crystal is Obsidian. And today we have this fabulous Obsidian tower with moons and stars on it in gold. Yes, these stones that are part of our reading today are available in my shop. Stack number 2 will be a reading from the Spirit Song Tarot. That is Paulina Cassidy. And the stone for stack number 2 is black tourmaline, represented by this fabulous black tourmaline cube, which is also a candle holder, or it could burn incense. And it's got the flower of life on it. Stack number 3 will be a reading from my newest deck that I got on Sunday on the autumn equinox in Wisconsin. And it is the Labyrinth Wisdom card deck. And that is Tony Christie. He is out of Ireland. And what's really cool is he actually signed the book in here. And the only place it's sold in the United States is that place in Wisconsin at Kinstone. So, yay! And your stone for stack number 3 is shungite, which is represented by this shungite harmonizer. I have a pair of these personally. Right now they're in my home gym. So when I'm on the elliptical, I have these in my hands. They are grounding. They bring in vitality. We're not going to go over all the specifics of that, but I love shungite. And this shungite is from Karelia, Russia. Not from China. Just saying. All right. I don't know if you noticed, but there's a theme with those 3 stones. When I asked my guides what's going on today, they're like protection and grounding, protection and grounding, protection and grounding. Make sure people are protecting themselves. Now, how do you do that? You meditate. You talk to your spirit guides and your ancestors from the light. You pray. You carry grounding and low frequency energy absorbing crystals and stones. It is so vitally important that we do that, you guys, because everybody is literally under spiritual attack these days. Everybody that's come into my shop, everybody that's had healings, they're like, why am I being attacked? Because you're part of everybody. I worked on a 10-year-old boy. He was being spiritually attacked. So everybody, cats, dogs, people, we're all under attack. So make sure you're doing whatever you have to stay on the side of light. The light protects us. The light is good. And look at that light behind me. It's like, la, am I bright enough? I say, bring on more. You know, I'm that person that says, bring on another CME. We need that high frequency plasma energy. That takes out all the low frequencies. That's why this is happening. So, low frequency people, first of all, I know you're not even watching my video, but whatever's attached to you to make you low frequency, it's going to burn up. And then you're going to go, I don't know how to do my life because I don't have entities telling me what to do. That's why we're here. We're going to help you. We're not going to tell you what to do, but we're going to help you. I will take your hand and lift you up. It's your job to stay up. All right. Are we ready? I'm ready. I'm blessed and I'm ready. By the way, this is the Lemurian Saint Germain crystal singing bell. And this is raising the frequency. And if you don't like this sound, you've already turned off the video. But this is a high frequency thing. And you know, I gotta say before we get started, one of my favorite things to do in the last 5 years is to, in my shop, just do this and watch who goes to the other side of the room or leaves the building. Because you know what? Whatever's attached to you does not like this. And it amuses me. And I'm not gonna apologize. So there. Today we're drinking some white pine needle tea, a little bit of honey and lemon. Ooh, it's so good, and it's so good for the immune system. It's kind of weird. I feel like I have to share what I'm drinking in the videos now. You know, sometimes it's water, sometimes it's lemon water, sometimes it's electrolytes. Today it's white pine needle tea. All right, stack number 1. You've had plenty of time to think of your question or your idea or your issue and choose a stack. And stack number 1 is going to be a reading from Wing, Hoof, and Paw, an animal companion oracle. And no, okay. I thought it was that one and they went no. Okay, give me a card for stack number 1 and then we'll talk about your stone. These have this purple on the edge. It's like super bright. Metallic-y purple. And that would be the one. Oh, yes! Okay, I'm happy. I claim stack number 1 before I even read it. So, stack number 1, your stone is obsidian. Now, obsidian is volcanic, right? It's volcanic. It's minerals that, due to extreme heat and pressure, form into this fabulous stone. And now this is a pretty thick one, but on the thinner pieces, you can hold it up to the light and see right through it. But what's really cool about this is it's very protective. It's really, all the stones today are good for removing negativity. This is really good to protect people from abuse. It's very grounding. It's very healing. It's good for manifesting. So if you want to manifest that new job, that new home, that new car, that new life, new relationship, this is a good stone to use in your manifesting. And physically, it is really good for stomach, intestines, digestion, which a lot of people are having issues with. Again, it's these times we're going through. It's not just you. It's really good for bacterial and viral infections. Have one with you. It helps you focus. It's really weird. I wasn't coughing at all this morning, and ever since I started doing the video, like it feels like somebody's trying to stop me from talking. Like somebody's poking my throat, and it's not this. This is actually take 2, because in take number 1, I couldn't stop coughing. And I wasn't coughing before I even started. So this is good for focus. And it's root chakra. Actually, all 3 stones today are root chakra. It's grounding and protection. So this is going to be very helpful for you getting rid of negative energy. And like I said, it's volcanic, so that's cool. Your card from Wing, Hoof, and Paw today is card number 41. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 is all about change, about releasing things so we can change. 4s are all about angelic guidance and help. 1s are all about manifesting. But what's really cool and why I got so excited is it's the dragon card. It's the dragon card. And it says fierceness. And I went and hung out with the dragons on Sunday. And the dragons were talking to me. And, my dogs both have dragon energy. And they were talking to me. And all these dragons came to me. And I'm like, I need to start working with the dragons more. I mean, I thought I was working with the dragons enough, but they're like, no, like every day you need to be working with us. And now here I get an affirmation. Dragons, fierceness. So let's see what the book says about the dragon and fierceness. 41, that's going to be towards the back. Let's see. And I love this picture of the dragon that they have. It's like part dog, part deer, part dragon, part a little bit of everything. Just because you spit fire does not mean you're unlovable. Just ask Dragon. She will not apologize for using fire when necessary. Neither should you. What keeps us safe as little humans are the adults who draw boundaries around us. Guarding vigilantly. This is now your job to do for yourself. This is where Dragon is your most useful ally. Her fire can melt old beliefs and ideologies, warm up frozen parts of the psyche that have been traumatized, and burn a ring of fire around you and all you cherish in order to protect you from attack. What was I saying at the beginning about all of us being attacked? Thankfully, Dragon has a large intellect and tends to be a collector of wisdom. This helps balance true firepower. Whenever you get heated, know that anger is creative fuel for positive change, best accompanied by a dragon-sized intellect to keep the balance. Don't let anyone, including yourself, dampen your fire. Don't let yourself go unguarded in order to be nice. Fierce and friendly can live in the same being. Oh, I so claim this. Thank you, dragons. Thank you for coming through today. Now I know why that first card, I got to know. This has to be our card because this is all about protecting ourselves, having boundaries. And that's protecting the children and protecting ourselves, protecting our family, protecting I call it my holdings, my treasures, my building, my property, everything within my property, my neighbor's tree. Even though it's in their yard, that tree goes with me, right? He's the guardian of the neighborhood and I'm his guardian. So I'm going to protect him too. I'm going to protect all of this and I'm going to protect my dogs. And I'm going to protect those in my inner circle. So, fierceness. It's okay to be friendly, but we got to have boundaries, and we got to protect ourselves and our loved ones. That is a fabulous stack number 1 from Wing, Hoof, and Paw. Oof. I like that. That's a great way to start. Woo! Let's bring on some fire, baby. I surround myself with a ring of fire for protection. I surround this entire property with a ring of fire for protection. And that's as low as and as high as and all the way around. Yeah. And by the way, that fire is purple. Thank you, Saint Germain. Saint Germain. Purple fire. All right. Let me have some water. Pine needle water. Guys, it is so tasty. It's like tasting a forest. Wonderful. So as I go on my walks in the morning, the trees are talking to me more, and the plants are talking to me more, and the birds are talking to me more. Okay, yeah. Okay, all right. Do you want? All right, I guess we want all of those. If you have ears to hear and eyes to see, you will notice that you are being talked with, but also you're part of a larger group. I mean, we say we know we're part of a larger plan, but most people don't actually believe it. But if you're outside in nature right now, you know it. You can feel it. All right. So in stack number 1, we had Obsidian. In stack number 2, we have Black Tourmaline. And this is, like I said, it's a candle holder or incense cone holder. It has the flower of life on it in gold, and it's heavy. You could use that for so many things. You can use it for a paperweight. You can use it for your incense and your candle. You could put chocolate in it. I mean, you can do whatever you want with it. But the greatest thing about the Black Tourmaline is it is so good for EMF. Now, what's EMF? If you don't know, EMF is electromagnetic fields from things like lights, cell phones, anything electronic, like the thing I'm talking into right now, computers, TVs, vehicles. They're so electronic now. And they all give off these fields. So Black Tourmaline is really good for combating the low frequency energy that emanates from our electronics. That's why it's really good to have on us or near us, like next to your bed. If you have icky spots in your home where the energy just doesn't feel right, putting a nice big chunk of Black Tourmaline in there absorbs that yucky energy so that you don't have to deal with it anymore. So for example, in my 134-year-old Victorian house, I have an area that doesn't feel very good. I got a big chunk of Black Tourmaline in that corner. I also have some desert rose back there too. I was like, more is better. So some people say that Black Tourmaline is very lucky. So putting it with or wherever you need luck, like if you're job hunting, put it on top of your job hunting stuff, your resume, your whatever it is, the newspaper. Put the Black Tourmaline there and put the intention out there that this is going to bring me the perfect job for me. Okay. Not just any job, but the perfect job for me. That's my joy. But Black Tourmaline is also good for grounding, removing negative energy, dispelling fears, obsessions. It's good for emotional stability. It's good for cleansing the aura, like selenite is as well. Grounding excess energy. If you just feel like, Black tourmaline will take some of that excess energy from you so that you can get back to just being you. It's also good for a lot of physical things. For example, debilitating diseases, arthritis, gout, heart disease, strengthening the immune system, and even helps with dyslexia. So carrying one of these on you, it helps with those because it takes negative energy away from you and helps you ground. And we need to be grounded these days. This is why we go for walks or we sit out in the grass or the sand. Even if you can't go outside, put your hands in a pot of dirt. Or if you have a live plant, hold the plant, hold the pot. Whatever works for you. Hold a rock. You know, I love to just sit and hold stones. So a lot of times if I'm watching a movie, I have a big rock that I'm just holding. Usually because the puppies won't snuggle with me. If Angus wants to snuggle with me, I'm sorry, I'm putting the rock down. But he usually wants to just lay next to me. But will I hold a rock? Oh, heck yeah. And my intention while I'm holding that is thank you for removing everything from me that is not for my highest and greatest good. And thank you for grounding me. And, I set these intentions, whatever I need. If I'm feeling anxious, thank you for taking my anxiety. Okay? All right. That was black tourmaline. So now we have 3 cards from the Spirit Song Tarot for stack number 2. I am not going to do reversals today because I did not intend it. So very interesting. If you chose stack number 2 and you've got the black tourmaline for grounding and removing negative energy, but you've also got card number 12, 1 plus 2 is 3, very sacred number. You've got the Hanged Man. Okay. You've got card number 17, 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 is all about abundance. You've got the Star. 2 major arcana cards. And then you've got the 5 of Feathers, which is the 5 of Air or the 5 of Swords. So what's going on here is there's a change. Ha! Really? There's a change? Something's going to change? We're in the midst of a change? What? No. Everything's exactly the way it was 5 years ago. We're in the midst of a change and there's more coming. Hello. I got to point out this card is represented by the armadillo. What does the armadillo have? Armor. He's protecting himself. He rolls up into a ball when he feels threatened. And then all that's visible is that armor. Black tourmaline is like the armor as well. But this is all about what I talked about in the beginning. Prayer, meditation, whatever it is you do to protect yourself. That's what we need to be doing. The Hanged Man says, look at things from a different perspective, right? Because this way, he's got his feet on the ground, right? Except we're in the upside down world right now. If you didn't know that, we are in the upside down world. Everything is upside down. Think about your life. Think about your life when, okay, I was going to say when you were a kid, but only if you're 29 a few times like me. Think about when you were a kid. Back in the day, our world wasn't like this. It was literally the opposite. Today, I mean, I'm just going to say this. I drove through Minneapolis on Sunday to get to my friend's house. I was so uncomfortable. Now, I'm from Minneapolis, but I have chosen to move away from Minneapolis years ago. And I had to drive through Minneapolis, and I was so uncomfortable with the energy there. I could feel, before I even got into the city, I felt this like heaviness come down. Or maybe more like I drove through a heaviness wall. And it was like, oh, God, and you people deal with this every day? Ugh. No. So we're in the upside down world. We need to look at things from another perspective. If you can turn everything around and look at it from another perspective. Whatever you asked about, that's what this is saying. This change, and then look at things from a different perspective. Stand on your head and look at it. Is it still the same image? You know, there's that story about the elephant and all the people standing around it with their eyes covered or blind, and they have to describe what they feel. But they each have a different part of the elephant, and they each describe something different, even though they're all touching an elephant, but they don't know. Same thing. If we look at things from a different perspective, we're going to see something totally different. And it has to do with this change. So look at the change from a different perspective. If you're looking at the change like, oh man, rah, 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 this is going on and that's going on and rah, rah, rah. Okay, that's the life you're building around you. But if you can flip that around and go, you know what? In order to make things better, we have to go through this. And a friend of mine just sent me a meme this morning that totally applies to this situation. It was actually from a church sign, and it said, "This too shall pass." It might feel like a kidney stone, but it will pass. Truth. Your third card is 17, the Star. The Star is all about abundance and prosperity. This is the swan. It's the beauty. Once we've seen things from a different perspective, having to do with this change, we can actually see the beauty in all of it. I'm already here, but then I've been practicing this for about 15 years. Just stop what you're doing, look at where you're getting all stressed out, and say, I don't want to play this game anymore. I don't want to be stressed out anymore. What can I do to change my life for the better? Because when you do, you get the swan, you get the abundance and prosperity. Make sure you're protected. Then you get to see the beauty in life. Because life is so beautiful right now. It is. Go outside and go for a walk. That's the highlight of my day, is being out in nature. And the fact that my little dog is forcing me to take him for walks. Like, he's always disappointed on Wednesdays because we don't have time because I'm doing the video. And I feel kind of bad, but I'm like, no, we'll go tomorrow. And we'll go for a little short walk tonight. But that morning walk, when everything's crisp and the trees are talking and everything just feels so alive, you forget what's going on in the rest of the world. And that's a really good place to be. You realize how blessed you are. All right. That was stack number 2. By the way, did you see my fabulous new ring and my bracelet? Oh my Lord. Larimar, Wisconsin. I love you, Wisconsin. If you chose stack number 3, you're going to get a reading from the Labyrinth Wisdom cards. Like I said in the beginning, the guy who came up with this deck is out of Ireland. And he signed the inside of this. I'm going to read it. It says, "You and the labyrinth are one. Love, power, and wisdom." Aww. Didn't just sign his name. I love it. And so on Sunday, we did do the labyrinth. It was so powerful. I left a piece of me there on that center stone. And it's nice. You know, my next property, I will build a labyrinth on it. And a bunch of other cool stuff. All right, Spirit Guides, what do we need to know out of this deck? Ooh. Ooh. I don't know this deck because I only used it once at the place in Wisconsin. And so I don't know the cards yet. They're not numbered. Are they? They're not numbered on the card, but in the book it says card number 33. 33 is a master number. Ascended Masters are watching over us. Yeah, baby. Card number 33 says shadow side. Shadow side. And it says acknowledge your shadow side, embrace it, and learn with it. We all have a shadow side, a destructive alter ego that we must be aware of and be willing to face. This shadow part is just one half of your duality and does not mean a permanent split within you. The interaction between your shadow side and your true self is dynamic. It is always active and can help you grow, but you must be willing to acknowledge it. If you deny your shadow side and try to suppress it and hope it will go away, then just like the Minotaur, it will continue to resurface again and again and demand a sacrifice that will most likely diminish you. The mythical Minotaur cast such a shadow over the Greeks that Theseus decided to confront it and overcome it. You must now acknowledge your shadow side and deal with it in whatever way is right for you. Thank your shadow side for being here with you now. Ask yourself what it is showing you and look into it to see what lesson is here for you. Face your shadow side, embrace it, and learn from it. Now, your stone for stack number 3 is shungite. And it's interesting that this card comes up when we have all of this black protective stone energy. Before you face your shadow side, you should be protecting yourself. You should, just to be on the safe side, because if you're going into the shadows, make sure you're armed. Nietzsche said, when you look into the abyss looks into you. And it's so true. If you think, hey, I'm going to go meet, I'm just going to say the Dark Lord, because I don't like saying his name. Guess what? You look for him. He's looking for you too. That's why you have to be protected. This shungite is a very powerful stone. It represents all the elemental associations: water, air, earth, and fire, and it's our connection to the cosmic flow. This is why it brings in vitality when you hold it in your hand. Why I use it when I'm on the elliptical. Let's see. It can be used for healing modalities that involve the dissolution of patterns that are not in divine alignment. It can protect you from harmful influence or disturbances. It can help you gain access to deeper soul wisdom or information about ancient civilizations, especially when paired with record keepers of any kind. So a record keeper is like a Lemurian quartz point. So I would have like this in my right hand and the record keeper in my left hand. Or if you're laying down, put the record keeper in your third eye and have one of these in each of your hands. There's actually in Russia, there's caves of this, and you can go sit in there. Oh, that would be so amazing. But shungite helps with that low frequency or negative energy. It brings vitality and protection when you're working on your shadow side. Now, what does your shadow side mean to you? It means different things to different people, depending on how much work you've done. I have a friend who actually, he's named that shadow side version of himself and has made him his friend basically his whole life. Okay, you can do that. Shadow side, it's that ego. It's when the ego's not happy and feeling satisfied and fulfilled, the ego will bring anger and, resentment and all these low frequency emotions. That's not where we're supposed to be. Okay? We're not supposed to be in those low frequency emotions. To deal with them, yes. Deal with them and then be done and then come back up and out of that muck. Okay? We are supposed to be feeling blessed. And you don't have to feel joyful every moment of your life, but being depressed all of your life is not where you're supposed to be either. Okay? So use the tools that are all around you. Do you have to use shungite? No. Can you go to like a gravel pit and just pick rocks that resonate with you and you call them your grounding stones? Absolutely. Does any of this work require money? No. So a lot of times we have excuses. Well, I can't do that because I don't have the money to get a healing. I don't have the money to buy these rocks. If those are just excuses, go lay down in the gravel pit and ask those stones and Mother Earth to take away your pain and your low frequency attachments. Okay? Mama Earth is free. Whatever you have to do, get rid of all that stuff. Your depression goes away. We don't need pharmaceuticals to make that stuff go away. Just lay down on Mama Earth. Okay? And if you're in Minnesota, Wisconsin, like this, the upper Midwest, there's quartz everywhere. Quartz is an amplifier. Granite, there's granite everywhere. Guess what granite is? It's all about balance. It's grounding and healing. It's low, it's root chakra and it's crown chakra. Get yourself some granite. If you have a granite countertop in your kitchen, go lay on it. Talk to the granite. Say, take away all my issues. Thank you. Thank you for absorbing them. Go lay out on the ground. There's rocks under that dirt, under the grass. Go lay on the beach. You know what the beach is made out of? Silica. Shells. Crystals. You guys, let go of all the excuses. Protect yourself and let go of all of the attachments. Let go of the ego and all the stuff that the ego has been telling you for years. Let it all go. Be the spiritual being you're meant to be. Okay? That is probably why somebody didn't want me to talk today. Because now all of a sudden my throat feels good now that I'm done. Kind of like when I was driving in Minneapolis on Sunday and somebody kept trying to stop me from getting to my friend's house. Joy, I already told you the story. I felt like I was in hell. Then I got to her house and everything was fine. Mm-hmm. That was stack number 3. Thank you for joining me, everybody. If you're still here, you get a blessing. You're the reason I do what I do, okay? Yeah, you guys. If I can help one person, I'm a success. That's why I'm here. Because I know that you will pass something on to people that you know. And I send you blessings of love, light, peace, joy, happiness, success, divine health, and all good things, because I know you're worthy and I know you deserve them all. So have a beautiful, blessed day, my wonderful soul family. Namaste.